tuned in to the cold, hard truth. Cayman's #1 hard-hitting live podcast show, where we feature some straightforward conversations on political, social, and celebrity news and all things happening in the Cayman Islands and around the world. This show was created to give the people a voice and a means of being involved and informed without any filters. Sometimes it gets crazy, but we always keep it real. We bring you the tea, piping hot, so grab your favorite beverage and join the conversation via WhatsApp at 324-1612. Email tips at CaymanMarlRoad.com. Now, here's your host, Sandy Hill, broadcasting live from the beautiful Cayman Islands.
And we'll be moving on.
Good morning. Good morning. I've got you muted, Aaron, because I noticed that Facebook keeps blocking my stream because of your music. A bit of an annoyance with Facebook. I don't know if she can hear me. I feel like she's got me muted. Can you hear me? Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you're more or less ready to go. So good morning to everyone. Yeah, I've noticed that Facebook keeps doing funny stuff to my stream because of the quote unquote music from Kiss in the Morning. So normally we embed the stream on our website so people can join in and listen. And Facebook doesn't seem to like that. So mind you, YouTube doesn't seem to have a problem with it because we can embed YouTube. Okay, so it's just super weird. Super weird.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wonderful. How are you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Yes, it is Blake's actual birthday, so happy birthday to him.
Oh,
he will return tomorrow, and we'll leave the sign up for you.
Yeah, my birthday is Wednesday, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll leave that up for you too.
Okay.
Right now, I kind of moved the camera, but you can see the happy part.
Yes. I'm sure he's been celebrating. My good angle. I'm sure he's been celebrating all weekend. Is he taking just today off, or?
They've actually been at the Kimpton doing a staycation. So I went over there with my youngest and played a little bit in the pool, and they moved the fair the summer fair to yesterday because of all the rain we got on Saturday.
Right. Okay.
And then it looks like we're about to get some more rain.
I see this storm Grace
Mm-hmm.
is going to be gracing us with her presence.
Looks like about Wednesday.
Yes, not what we were looking forward to, but we're on top of it.
And it's not a
So
hurricane.
we'll be updating everyone this morning.
Yeah. So
in
what
terms
else
of what's
happened?
going on.
Anything over the weekend?
Big news, of course. Unfortunately, on Saturday, there was an earthquake, 7.2 out of Haiti. It is just unbelievable.
They can't catch a break.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, Haiti just keeps getting hit
Yeah.
over and over again. It's just unbelievable. So the last major earthquake was about 11 years ago. And of course, that earthquake was devastating. This one doesn't seem like it's quite as bad in terms of the number of deaths for sure. So we do have a correspondent who we're actually really good friends with out of Miami Herald. She just landed in Haiti yesterday. So she has sent us as live as you can get updates. So we'll be updating our viewers this morning in terms of what the current conditions are there. So yeah, that'll be sort of headline news, I'm sure. Of course, Cayman is trying to assist in any way that we can. So we have allowed the U.S. military to come in. And in fact, they came in last night. At least 4 of 8 planes landed last night, and they were overnighting in order to then travel on to Haiti.
Okay.
So
tropical storm, the tropical depression Grace is actually right now
I
going over
know
Haiti as well.
It's just crazy, but yes, that's going to impede, I think, a lot of, just rescue efforts and attempts to try to get assistance into Haiti, which is quite unfortunate. So we will be spending some time talking about that. And there's a few tidbits locally that we're going to update people on about some vaccine and some other bits. And we do have coming up probably on Wednesday's show, maybe tomorrow. We're just trying to confirm the timeline. A Caymanian who's actually had COVID, and he has a very strong message for the people of the Cayman Islands in relation to vaccine hesitancy.
Can you say who it is?
Yeah, it's Paul Aiken.
Okay.
So he's a photographer, and I think he does videography work and stuff as well. But he's been living, I think originally he moved to the Middle East, I want to say, and then he's like in the UK at the moment. So yeah.
Well, I mean, look, some people don't actually, we're in a weird bubble that some people might not have known anyone who's been affected by COVID.
Exactly.
Lucky enough to not know anyone, I can say it that way. So it is good to get those stories out there and let people know how bad it really is, and not just hear the news where people are like saying it's just a flu. And some people it is. Some people it's not, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been reading about long COVID, and
it's crazy.
So
and he thinks that he's suffering from that. So we're going to hear quite a bit from him in relation to that experience. Like I said, we're trying to just work out some scheduling because he is obviously in a slightly different time zone and stuff. So hopefully we'll get that sorted out. But yeah, I mean, a bit of a sad situation. On Thursday, we had the pleasure of going to a 3-horn salute at Dart Park for one of our seamen, Captain Fred Scott. So we played that last night on our premiere stream. And then over the weekend, we attended the Duke of Edinburgh's awards. So we're going to talk about that as well.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, there's a couple of things happening over the weekend.
Yeah, it was a nice day yesterday. So hopefully everyone enjoyed it because it's about to get
more rain and more mosquitoes are definitely in our forecast.
Yep, around Wednesday. So so this is gonna kind of go there, but yeah, we'll keep you up to date more so tomorrow, later today, and kind of see where it's going from there. But we'll be back tomorrow. Blake will be back, and we'll talk about that. Actually, so so it's a tropical depression for your birthday.
Yeah, I know, right? Great.
Oh, no.
I know.
Maybe just take the day off and like sit in bed and watch movies.
Trust me. It's going to be, well, hopefully it won't be too bad for us. But yeah, we have to remember this is hurricane season, folks. So best advice I can give anybody is just be prepared.
Yeah, because this is when it picks up. So
yeah.
There you go. All right, cool. Well,
all right. Thanks, Erin. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Folks, that's Blake and Erin. Erin in the studio by herself today because Blake is out celebrating his birthday. Now, a lot of you were confused, I think, last week about birthdays because a lot of people were wishing me a happy birthday. My birthday's on Wednesday, so we're edging closer. but not quite there. So first up, I do want to play a video clip from Jacqueline Charles. Again, she's in Haiti, and she has sent us this exclusive video clip for our audience members. Thank her so much for this, because sometimes she was just in Haiti and then she left, and because of the assassination, she was there and she left, and she has to go right back again because now of this earthquake. So, you know, I am just very, very thankful for her that we have this relationship, that she's able to send us information on what is happening there on the ground. So, yes, Jonathan, prayers are definitely going up for Haiti, but let us listen to her update and what's happening, and then we can discuss it. So, big shout out to Miss Morna, Brandon, Marshall, Miss Joy from Texas. Wee Wee's here. Thank you so much. Dawn says, good morning, Sandy. Beautiful Monday here in Cayman. Absolutely. Lily is here. Thank you, Nathina. Dawn says, we're the new CMAR merchandise. We're still waiting on the mugs to come in. Not here yet. And we're thinking about what merchandise to do next. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. We have some ideas. Anne Marie, thank you. Virtuous, thank you. Christopher is joining us. Good morning. Jonathan, Jess, Jonathan, not the Jonathan. No, same Jonathan. Yes. Says prayers for Haiti. Elizabeth is here. Alice and Jennifer. So let's catch this little update again from Jacqueline Charles. She sent it early this morning. Let me tell you what time. She sent it like around, 5:51 in the morning. So she looks like she was up pretty early. And yes, it's just an update on what's actually happening there in Haiti. Here we go.
The U.S. government is continuing its effort to provide relief and to do search and rescue operations in the wake of the earthquake that hit Haiti on Saturday. We are continuing to hear reports that...
My apologies. Hold on one second. This is supposed to actually have some, let me make sure I brought in the right item here. This is actually supposed to have this is supposed to have actual, okay, this is weird. Give me 1 second, folks. I think I know what's going on here. Technology, I tell you. This is actually supposed to have some imagery with it, but it looks like okay, give me 1 second. Let me just fix that, because I think that all right, give me 1 second. I'm going to sort that out. In fact, while I'm sorting that out, I'll play the tribute to, in case some of you may have missed it, to Mr. Captain Fred Scott, and then I'll sort out this other video and get this one up and running. So just give me 1 second here. Okay, so give me 1 second.
have journeyed through the long dark night, out on the open sea.
So good afternoon, folks. We are here today at Dart Park, and there's going to be a bit of a ceremony to acknowledge the life and hard work of Captain Fred, who was the captain, Fred Scott, here in the Cayman Islands. And we do have Mr. Douglas, who is a former president of the Cayman Islands Seamen's Association, and currently you are, what's your position in the association currently? Vice president at the moment. Can you tell us a little bit about Captain Fred and how you knew him and the type of person that he was?
Yes, Captain Scott was intelligent gentleman, friendly, very outgoing. Sorry to hear that.
Yes, and he was a member of the the Seafarers Association. Yes, I'm sure for many years. I understand that he was quite instrumental even with working after he came back from sea, working locally on the ships and stuff right here in Cayman as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Extraordinary man. He could do things in navigation that everyone never thought that could happen.
Wow.
He could use the substance to do things that I would say nobody else could.
Yes. Wow. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Mr. John Douglas, one of the seamen still remaining and still he's here at Dart Park again, folks, to just pay his respects and to watch as the tanker that's out there will be doing a bit of a tribute and blowing its horn. And there are family members here that have gathered this afternoon who his wife and children, grandchildren are also here, and they're going to be participating in this observance also.
And yet his eyes are watching me. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, though the sails are torn. As I face the raging seas, the anchor holds in spite of the storm. I've had visions, and I've had dreams. Like they were only grains of sand. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, though the sails are torn.
All right, folks. So our condolences to the family of Captain Fred. As you can see, his service is this afternoon. So if you're interested in attending, please do so. It's going to be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, as you saw there on the screen. Quite a legacy that he has left behind for his family members. And that ship horn that you heard was a 3-horn salute by the MT Silverhague to honor his memory and seafaring life. And that was done on Thursday afternoon. So, folks, let's switch gears just a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, Flora, the audio on Mr. John was a little bit low. But let us now have a look at what is going on in Haiti. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the situation there. So again, this is a relatively live report. We got it this morning, shortly before 6 a.m. from Jacqueline Charles. She's a Pulitzer nominee, finalist. She writes with the she writes with the Miami Herald, and we met her well over a year ago now, and she's just such an incredible source. She does all of the Caribbean, like the English-speaking Caribbean, but she does focus quite a bit on Haiti because that's actually where her parents are from. So she has a direct Haitian connection, and unfortunately, there's always something really sad and depressing going on in Haiti. So let's see Jacqueline's update that was sent this morning.
The U.S. government is continuing its effort to provide relief and to do search and rescue operations in the wake of the earthquake that hit Haiti on Saturday. We are continuing to hear reports that hospitals in the region are saturated in terms of the number of individuals who need assistance. The death toll right now is nearly 1,300, but the Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, in an interview with the Miami Herald, after returning back from a tour of the region, his second in 2 days, said he expects that number to grow, but he doesn't believe that the final death toll will be that far off from what we're seeing now. We have to recall that in 2010, there were more than 300,000 Haitians who died in that quake. Port-au-Prince, the capital, was nearly destroyed, and we still have people more than a decade later who are still struggling to rebuild. We have encampments here. So there's a lot of concern in terms of rebuilding and the humanitarian response that is going to be mounted. The other news out of this is that the Haitian government is trying to take the lead, that they are saying, listen, we appreciate the help, but we need everything to go through one port of entry.
All right, folks. I believe there's more. Hold on one second. There should be a second clip to this. All right, give me 1 second here. I think we may have yes, I think we may have missed a second clip. My apologies for all the tech issues this morning for sure.
The assistance is ongoing. The concern for the government right now is that whatever aid comes into Haiti that is evenly distributed, that there aren't losses, there aren't wastes, and that the country also doesn't become a dumping ground for things that people don't need. So it's really trying to take the direction here. We will see if that works. I mean, there has definitely been problems with aid distribution in the past in response to natural disasters, whether it was the 2010 earthquake that struck Haiti or, several hurricanes. We have to remember that this area that was hit by the earthquake over the weekend, Jeremy and Lekai, they were also hit by Hurricane Matthew just 5 years ago, and that wiped out all of the crops. So where we see grace coming in, this tropical storm or depression or possibly a hurricane, that is very much a concern here in terms of the impact that the rains are going to have, not just on the ongoing search and rescue effort, but on that area, which is very prone to mudslides, landslides. People often get washed away by rivers. The country right now is under a yellow alert, which means, people need to put aside important documents. They need to identify places that they can evacuate to if they need to, and that it's alert to tell them, like, listen, there's a storm that's coming, and so you need to get ready.
All right, folks. So again, that is Jackie Charles joining us, sorry, from Miami Herald. I must say that oftentimes it is very difficult for her to send video through or to do a live interview because the internet connection really isn't the best there. So the best that she could do for us this morning, which we still appreciate, is to send us some real-time updates in terms of what is happening on the ground there in Haiti. So good morning to Marshall. Good morning, Olivia. It is a very, very sad situation. I think at this point, let me just see if I can get an update. I'm hearing about 1,300 people, as she said, have died in the Haiti earthquake. So, we're just keeping an eye on those numbers. They're thinking that that could be it. We're still waiting. So as of right now, it's nearly at 1,300, and they're thinking that the numbers are going to be relatively close to that compared to several 100,000 that died the last time, because of course the last earthquake, hit in the capital, which is a highly populated area. So this region, it's outside of the capital. It's not, from what I understand, that far, but it's still enough outside that it's, the population size is not quite as dense as in the capital itself. So just a devastating situation. Again, in case you missed it, folks, Haiti was hit by a 7.2 earthquake on Saturday morning. I actually woke up Saturday morning to messages from people all over saying, did you guys feel anything came in? Because there's been an earthquake this morning. And I must say that, I didn't have any reports of anyone here feeling anything. Someone did report, however, that their daughter in Miami felt it, and she was in my apologies. She was in Miami in a like 30 something story building, and she actually felt it, which I thought was kind of interesting. So, super crazy. And of course, our condolences to all of those people who have lost their lives and the Haitian people who continue to struggle. I mean, they're still, reeling from the assassination of their president. And now this, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, honestly, I don't know what more this country could possibly bear, but they have really been through the ringer. I mean, it's just absolutely it's unbelievable. And the history of Haiti and what the French people did to Haiti is just unconscionable. And a lot of people do not necessarily know the full history. Like, they speak about Haiti, and they don't know that basically Haiti had to pay reparations to the French. We have these arguments about Africans, African Americans, African Caribbean people, Africans all over the world, who said, listen, we were wronged by this institution of slavery, and countries literally made money off of the back of our people. And, we get nothing as a result of that. And every person, not every person, but there are people out there who are like, oh no, well, what is your complaint? What are you guys complaining about? That's history, leave it alone, whatever. And then when we look at the history of some place like Haiti, and we see what the French government basically forced Haiti to do, and the Americans supported it, I think that is really, really unfortunate that people can't see the injustice of it all. Like, it's just like, really. Anyway, it's just, it really is quite disappointing. I don't even know what to say. What I will say though is obviously Cayman is getting our resources together. We have assisted the U.S. military in landing here in order to go on to Haiti to provide some assistance. I thought it was interesting, Jackie's comments there, that basically said that the Haitian government this time wants to take control of the situation, which we can certainly understand, because the last time it allowed foreign interests to come in, what happened there. Unfortunately, they ran essentially almost a sham on the backs of the poor Haitian people, and the people of Haiti did not really ultimately benefit significantly from all of the money and the fundraising and whatever that was supposed to go there to help recover. So it's also interesting that Jackie has shared with us that they're still in recovery mode. Can you imagine? Some 11 years later, the hurricane that hit there 5 years ago, they are still very much in recovery mode from all of those natural disasters. Not to mention, Haiti is, I believe, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. I believe that still holds true. So they just have, such an incredible long list of obstacles in their way. And then I heard and I saw some comments on social media from Caymanians who were complaining about the fact that, we are helping other people overseas. I wanted to address this briefly. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that anyone should feel a way about the fact that anybody here, whether private citizen, the government, the military, whoever, would be guided to help a country who's just had a massive earthquake yet again. What I would say to individuals who feel like charity begins at home, I generally agree with you that charity does begin at home. However, I think we all need to put things in context. First of all, this is a natural disaster that has just occurred, unlike anything that Haiti has seen in the past 11 years. So, I mean, it's unfortunate that they get it quite often. But when we were hit by Hurricane Ivan, did we not accept foreign aid? I know there was some hesitance initially from the government of the day at that time to allow assistance in. But as you all will recall, the UK military, even in limited numbers, were off of our shores, ready to provide assistance, whether it was water, tarpaulin, or whatever the case may be. We don't live in a bubble in this world. And I want to say this with all seriousness because I do find that a lot of people have this idea in their head that we do live in some sort of a bubble and, we must only help our own. Well, two things about that. We depend on others at times to help us and vice versa. We live in a world, and the world is getting, in my mind, smaller and smaller by the day. It's important that we are our brother's keepers, not just here on this island, but we are our brother's keepers beyond our borders. So yes, we will extend help to those overseas who are in dire straits. The other thing that occurred to me when I read the comments is that people in Cayman have a very limited understanding of world affairs, right? When we talk about poverty, yes, Cayman has poverty, without a doubt. But poverty is also extremely relative, right? So we have children in the Cayman Islands who will struggle to get meals, they might take advantage of lunch programs and so on. But what is so funny is I sometimes see parents complaining about how much their children are going to eat. Not that the children are not going to eat, but, oh, that's not enough food for my child. And then you look at the child and you're like, actually, that child could probably go on a diet if we all want to be honest about it. So I don't know what he's eating. Maybe it's junk food that's bloating him up. But you can't say that your child is like starving. So I think this concept of poverty, once again, we live in such an isolated narrative on this island that we do not understand how even our poverty is nothing compared to the poverty of Haiti. I mean, I've never been to Haiti and, but I have taken the time to do research, to watch videos, to see what's happening in Haiti. And it's just, even the presidential palace, did y'all pay any attention the other day when the president was assassinated and you're looking at his palace and you're expecting something like kind of nice? Like, honestly, I don't know what the inside of his house looked like, but from the outside, my house, which is a modest home, looks better than his presidential palace in Haiti. And that's just because the standards there are just so incredibly different. One of the reasons why their buildings collapse so easily during earthquakes and hurricanes and mudslides, all these other issues, is because I don't even think they can afford to really build infrastructures that can withstand anything. So, they collapse because they have no steel in them. They're just, I guess they don't build wooden structures if they can help it. But Even the concrete structures just crumble because there's really nothing holding it together. The materials are substandard materials, and the way in which they build them are also substandard, but that's the best that they can do. So Haiti wants to know, has Haiti ever, Cece, sorry, wants to know if Haiti has ever helped us. Well, help us how, Cece? This really demonstrates, and Cece is a friend to the program, but Cece and I do not agree on everything, and this is one issue that we're going to have to disagree on. How do you expect a third world country, the poorest country in the world, who is in abject poverty, to help Cayman? Like, I don't even know. To me, you're questioning that shows your lack of understanding of what is even happening in Haiti, not just in this moment, but historically. I mean, that shows me that you have no clue. You don't know anything about Haiti for you to make that kind of statement. The poverty rate in Haiti is over 50%. I want to show you guys some pictures here so that maybe you can, Cece, walk away from this program having a better understanding of what that comment is. And I'm insulted as a Caymanian that anybody would feel this way about Haiti, or a lot of other poor countries around the world. And so maybe even just in pictures, if we can have a look. This is, where people are living. Cece, I want you to take a look at this. Let me see if I can enlarge this photo. But this is where, it's taking me to the website. I think that's as big as it can get here. But this is actually where people are living. I mean, look at the conditions that people are living in. And you tell me where in the Cayman Islands do we see this level of poverty? Look at the water. It's like the sewage and everything just goes right into the water. Children look like they're probably picking through garbage to maybe try to find food. Top 6 facts about poverty in Haiti. Haiti faced major financial losses since the latest disaster caused by Hurricane Matthew. Predicted losses up to 1.9 billion. That amounts to 22% of Haiti's gross domestic product. So my question again, what do you think Haiti can do for Cayman? What would you expect them to do? You know what I'm saying? Over 900 cubic meters of debris was cleaned up and supplied Haiti with a total of $400 million. And still, that is like a drop in the bucket. They were able to rebuild 2,600 homes. Several 100,000 people died, Cece, in the last earthquake, right? 30% of Haiti still struggles to obtain food. 30% struggles to obtain food. What would you ever think these people could provide you? I mean, I don't even understand the question. Look at this. Look at this devastation. These are the conditions that people are having to live in. These poor children, this might be the only meal that they're going to get for days at a time. And our people here are living such a comfortable life. Even the poorest of Caymanians, look at this. You take me anywhere in Cayman where people are living in conditions like this, and then we can talk about how Haiti can help Cayman. You know what I'm saying? It's just unconscionable that anyone would question aid or assistance being sent to this country. I cannot fathom how we could be jealous or upset about the Haitian people receiving aid. This shows how incredibly selfish as a people we are. And one of the reasons why we are probably in the predicament that we're in now. Yes, charity starts at home, but you cannot ignore the poverty and the issues that surround you, even if it's for your own selfish reason. Because let me explain something very, very carefully to you in case you don't understand how the world is so interconnected. When we have poverty in the nation, right, it drives um, issues such as migration and immigration. It drives crime and drugs and all these other things. And we do not live in isolation. So y'all can think Cayman is our borders is it. Some of y'all never even been to Cayman Rock. You know, you're like, oh, this is it. This is where the world ends and begins. And I tell you, this is nowhere near where the world ends and begins. And so there's a trickle down effect, whether you want to admit it or not, of what happens in the region when other people are suffering. Haitians often try to get into Jamaica, for example, in order to make their plight better. And then that impacts Jamaica. And you know what happens when Jamaica has issues? We're definitely going to have issues. We're going to catch diarrhea the second Jamaica ingests something bad. We will have an influx of people coming here trying to marry all fools for status, even more so than they do now. We will have an influx of drugs and guns coming on our shores. I mean, it's a knock-on effect that I'm very, very quite perturbed that all of us do not get. And Cindy, I'm sorry that you don't understand that. But trust me, you need to learn a little bit about world history to have an appreciation of this. It isn't about us. I mean, that really is the bottom line. And I think in a moment like this, when you have a country that was just hit by a major earthquake and you're thinking about yourself, makes you a very selfish person. And I hate to say it. And I understand that there are people here who are suffering, but this to me speaks volumes about how selfish we can be. It just is not right. And, you know, even the people who decide to help Caymanians in this country, I want to be very, very clear that no one has to help you. I mean, your government, you put them in place to set policies that will make your life better. But you mentioned earlier that you weren't talking about government, you were talking about private citizens. So if you're talking about private citizens, no private citizen has to help you. And this is where people are even less minded to help when they feel like you're being ungrateful or you think it is a right for you to get help. There's no right for you to get help. People help out of the goodness of their hearts. You know what I'm saying? We understand, just like I said, in relation to Haiti in the region, that there is a knock-on effect even locally. So I can't sit back and see people suffering in this country and not understand that the suffering of Caymanians does have a knock-on effect and will impact my life, right? And I hope that other people see it the same way. But if I took that same selfish approach that you're taking in relation to Haiti for myself, I would say, well, why am I going to help anybody else? Like, it's just going to be all about me. It's going to be, you know, a money grab. Whatever I can get from me and mine will be what my focus is and not anybody else. So you can't be selfish and you can't think just about yourself or just about, you know, the people in your country and nobody else. So I would invite you, Cece, to reconsider your thoughts. This is where, as Caymanians, you know, we need to travel. We need to go see the world. We need to expose ourselves to what is happening, traveling beyond the borders of Miami. Even in Miami, Miami has poverty in certain pockets that would rival, you know, maybe some of these poorer countries and stuff as well. We are a very fortunate country, folks. And I think that someone sent me a video. I'm not even sure if I played this. I kind of don't feel like I did, but about this this lady whose daughter was kidnapped in Haiti, right? And it seems to me this was actually sent a number of weeks ago. Let me see if I can find it. And the saddest thing about it is that oh, sorry. Excuse me. The saddest thing about it is I mean, it's a very disturbing video because they kidnapped this little 4-year-old and they never had any intentions of returning the child. Let me just show you guys this because again, I feel like we live in a bubble here in Cayman. We don't understand so many things that are transpiring and happening around the world. And it's unfortunate because I think it makes us really poor global citizens when we do not understand what is happening around the world. When we live in this convenient bubble, even with COVID, we're going to be talking about a Caymanian who lives abroad who has suffered from COVID. And, you know, it's just unbelievable. It is really, really shocking and unbelievable how, because we live in such a protected bubble, we have no clue what is happening, even as it relates to COVID. Let me just give me 1 second here because I want to show this to you guys. You know, part of what we try to do in this program is educate people through factual information. Let's just watch this for a second because we think we know what's happening elsewhere in the world, but if we don't even do the basics, like, no, I'm not in Haiti, I'm not traveling to Haiti. Like I said, Jackie's there. You know, she has quite a bit of understanding. Her parents are Haitian, and she, you know, shares a lot with the world. It's important to get their story out there so that people like Cece and others who don't really know what's going on in Haiti have an idea. Oh my God, yes, Miss Darlene, Afghanistan. What is happening right now in Afghanistan over the last couple of weeks as the military, the US military, starts to pull out is absolutely tragic. All international airports are now shut down and people can't even get out. You want a reality check about how fortunate you are living here in the Cayman Islands? Have a look at this.
So these are the exact same forces that just a week ago were in a fierce gun battle with the people suspected of killing President Moise. We're heading to his presidential mansion right now. They're going to take us there to show us what went down.
On July 7th, Haiti's president, Jovenel Moise, was gunned down in his home overlooking the city of Port-au-Prince. So far, no one knows who's behind the assassination or why he was killed.
What does it say about a country when the president, in his own home, is killed?
We are doing our best, but it's not easy for us. This is not the army. So that kind of battle that having place here is, I think it's something that might be controlled by an army.
That's what it would have taken.
I think so.
What comes next?
We'll see. We were doing police work, and that's it. For the rest, this is up to the politicians.
Haitian investigators and the FBI have left the scene outside the president's mansion largely untouched. Not a single member of the president's guard was injured or killed in the attack. Below the president's house, families live in a row of modest homes.
After the president's been killed, do you feel safe? So this woman's house backs up to President Moise's presidential mansion, and they share a wall. And up here on top, you can actually see a pretty good view of the president's house. Now, up here on the hill is a police tower, a guard tower, and we're told that that was unmanned the night that he was assassinated. Why do you think that guard tower was unmanned?
It was like a routine. So sometimes they have people, sometimes they don't. So.
Just luck of the draw that night? Seems a little strange, no?
Well, I don't know.
And would it have been a Haitian National Police that would be up in that guard tower?
Yeah.
So this really falls on the Haitian National Police.
Well, we might say that.
I mean, how does that make you feel in the position that you're in?
Very uncomfortable. This is a shame.
This shouldn't have happened.
No.
So far, 18 former Colombian special forces and 2 Haitian Americans are in custody for the assassination. 3 Colombians have been killed and 5 remain at large. 2 competing prime ministers were both claiming the right to rule until this week, and the country's Senate has put its own leader forward as the rightful president. But Haitian politics has, for a long time, included other power brokers.
So you can't really talk about the security and political situation here in Haiti in recent years without mentioning one gang in particular that's had its grip on Port-au-Prince.
G9 is a powerful federation of gangs who rule neighborhoods across the capital. Jimmy Cherizier, aka Barbecue, is their leader. He's reported to have had links with Moïse's government, and the president's death is a major blow to his influence in Haiti. He says that's not the case.
En pile moun qui dans la police, en pile moun qui dans pouvoir, en pile moun qui dans opposition, c'est yo qui fait complot avec bourgeois senti pour yo livrer président. Son complot national et international contre peuple haïtien. N'a répété ça encore. Peuple a pour dans la rue et n'a pratiqué ça qui relève légitime violence. Et n'a répété encore, nous c'est grand timoun, yo tiré sur nous, nous compte ça pour nous faire. Merci.
Cherizier is a former cop accused of carrying out neighborhood massacres and overseeing the kidnap for ransom gangs that are terrorizing the city, which he denies.
Côté zam qui là. Côté fait, nous avons gâché zam, nous encore n'a pas zam nous.
At least for now, he rules several neighborhoods in Port-au-Prince.
Et ça yo, suppose que chargeur ça yo. J'ai pu pas contrôler toute la rue.
Do you see G9 and yourself as a legitimate authority here in Haiti?
Nous connaissons que nous sommes forces politiques, nous sommes structures sociopolitiques, sont structures sociopolitiques cap goumé pour moun qui pi mal yo pour nous comment nous capable.
A social political movement that carries around pretty large weapons and gets into gun battles with other social political movements.
Même comme leader responsable, nous prenons des dispositions pour nous protéger la population là kay nous.
But Cherizier's influence extends well beyond his neighborhoods.
Bah bon bien. Ah bon bien monsieur. Oh, vraiment donc monde yo.
Since the assassination, he's threatened an all-out insurrection against Haiti's political class.
M'a goumé contre un système qui senti, m'a goumé contre un système qui corrompu. M'a goumé contre moun qui pi riche yo mène pays à côté lié jodi à là. Moun sa pas jamais senti insécurité a. Jodi a li pour insécurité arriver sur moun sa yo. Moun sa pas jamais senti sacré wap dormi la kayou. Bal ap tirer. Jodi a li pour bal tirer contre moun sa yo et tout.
I see you getting emotional. What do you think is bringing tears to your eyes?
C'est américain. Ouais, comment moun vive aux États-Unis, pas vrai? Est-ce qu'on veut mener la saline pour regarder comme côté moun abdomi? Est-ce qu'on veut mener Delmade pour regarder côté moun, pour regarder côté ti moun a vivre? Yeah, on va parler de misère peuple ça. OK, yes. Ça le bois acheter là. Dis-moi mon ça me voyait bail.
But it's the people in poor neighborhoods that often suffer the worst at the hands of the gangs. This woman was making between $1 and $10 a day when kidnappers took her 5-year-old daughter. She's still afraid for her safety, so we're hiding her identity.
Et puis, m'tendons l'autre cri encore. Là, moi sorti, moi je n'ai 2 messieurs sous moto.
Can you describe what the people who took your daughter, what they looked like?
Et ça me dit, ouais, sous messieurs, c'était maillot, t'es sous yo, avec pantalon jeans. Bon, messieurs, pas de cagoule. Yo kidnappé li dimanche, il fait lundi, mardi, Nan mercredi yo relem. Yo di madame wap bay $4,000 Americain. Di mes amis bon Dieu papa. Mbage 4,000 ti roche. Ki di ramda ge $4,000 Americain. Nan dimanche, se etam sot dehors am kampe m'tap bale. Et puis m'tendon monsieur di, monsieur, a de gros son boule petit yo tué non monsieur. Lem kouri sorti dehors. Il dit al sou pon après. Et puis m'kouri pied à terre, m'lage balé à terre. M'kouri pied à terre mal gardé. Lem rive moi c'est petite moi. Parce m'bat penser petite femme nan que yo te ka tué dans état pareil ça. Et gon bagay que yo te fait petit.
What do you think they did?
Mais c'est violé.
Who do you think is responsible?
Bon. Autorité. Et que responsable parce que c'est eux même qui met à fait kidnapping. Ça me veut dire, c'est président te amé yo. Puis moi bon ange malheureuse. Faut le bon ange grand nèg là tout. Et ça me dit. C'est pour vraiment peur parce que ou pas qu'on ton cartouche marron a sorti. Ou vinn prendre yo capable victime n'importe qui gens là qui cause. Après bon Dieu dans ciel là.
Despite President Moïse's assassination, life in Haiti seems to have returned to normal. But the normal Haitians are used to is violence. So we just arrived at the Petronville police station.
I'm going to go ahead and just pause that there and take some of the comments. We have a number of people who are watching on WhatsApp. One person says, help should never be given with an expectation of getting something back. It's very selfish to expect something back if you help someone. Sad mentality. Best thing is to help someone who cannot help you back. Jamaica gets its guns from Haiti, and guess where Cayman gets its guns from? This is the knock-on effect that I'm talking about, folks. The second the conditions worsen in Haiti, it directly impacts Jamaica because that is where the majority of those people will attempt to go. And if they can get off the island. And then, yes, that has a knock-on effect on us, without a doubt, and the rest of the region. It destabilizes a lot of countries. And yes, we do get the vast majority of our guns coming on these boats and canoes directly from Jamaica, and they get the vast majority of their illegal guns coming from Haiti as well. This other person says, why is helping Haiti even a question? What have we become here as a country, as a people? Just turns my stomach. What happened to us, Caymankind? I'm just listening, and so I don't even know if my response is matching the topic. So yes, I mean, there are people, including Cece, who has said, what has Haiti ever did for us? Why are we helping Haiti? So I want to be clear about one thing. I'm sure our government will send some assistance. That's not what has prompted this. The mere fact so far is that the government has assisted in terms of allowing the U.S. military to come on our island. Now, the U.S. military has sent 4 planes last night. I understand more military helicopters are supposed to be coming today. So it will be a total of 8 with a view to trying to get to Haiti as quickly as possible to offer them assistance. Folks, the people in Haiti are in a really sad situation at the moment that we cannot compare anything that is happening here in the Cayman Islands to. And so I want us to just, open our minds and our hearts to the fact that it's just the substantial situation here is that Haiti is about to be hit by a storm. They're going to have mudslides. They're going to have other things going on. Yes, it's not as devastating as what happened 11 years ago, but they're still facing tremendous issues. Even without a natural disaster, Haiti is not a place, folks, that you would want to live in a million years if you could help it. Even the richest of the rich in Haiti are not living the kind of life that you guys think. When you talk about the rich in Haiti, you know, I, I don't know. It's just like someone said, it doesn't take much for us in 2021 to really try to understand, you know, I mean, it just doesn't take much for us to try to be more understanding of what is actually happening around the world, because we can do something like research for our own. We can look things up. And yes, Haiti has luxury homes. They have some rich people. But you know, I'm looking here online at even some of their rich homes. Yeah, I mean, I guess they look okay, but you know, that's not the vast majority of people in Haiti. You know, over 50% live in abject poverty. And even what they consider to be a wealthier existence. mm, okay. It's going to be very few and far, um, you know, between that actually live that sort of life. And so if people want to send donations to, you know, Haiti at this time, I don't feel any way about that. I say help people where you can. And, you know, the Haitian people definitely need the help. I mean, they need the help more than we will ever. I hope that we never get in this position. But, you know, they definitely need the help. So that's all I can say there, folks, is, you know, we have an obligation to make sure that we are informed, that we are aware of what's going on. You know, the Haitian 1% do not represent the other 99%. That's for sure. And it's so one of the other interesting topics is why Haiti and the Dominican Republic are so incredibly different. A lot of people know that they share the island of Hispaniola, and yet they are like worlds apart. And that's a whole other conversation about the histories of those two countries, so that you can understand exactly, you know, how things have come to where they are in that country. So very sad state of affairs, folks. But again, the U.S. military is here. I know that at least 4 of their military aircraft landed last night, and we got confirmation of that into the night, and more will be going on to land a bit later on today to try to get to Haiti as quickly as they can. Yeah, Dana, I mean, 1% living a rich life to me is just, it's disgusting, quite frankly, but I don't know. Everton is sharing his thoughts on Afghanistan. That's another hot mess that's happening there right now. It's just unbelievable reading what's happening in the news. You know, just really shocking how quickly the Taliban, they were just sitting there waiting for the U.S. to get out. They were obviously very much in power, and now they've retaken Kabul and most of Afghanistan with a vengeance. There's a picture that was shared of them trying to, or people trying to get on one of the last flights out. I think the BBC shared that photo. And it's just like the people are just desperately trying to get out. And it's just a sad situation, quite frankly. And that country is just, wow, unbelievable. All right, folks. Let's talk about a few of the things that happened over the weekend locally. So first of all, we want to thank you, Dana, Jason says France should be the first country to be landing on the shores of Haiti to offer help. Haiti has been pillaged and robbed of all of its wealth by France. Absolutely. Leaving the island nation absolute economic ruin. I agree every country that is able to offer help should, but France should be there leading the charge. That whole situation with France and Haiti is just unbelievable. And again, if you don't know what it is, folks, go and read. So Everton says the president of Afghanistan has run away to another country to leave his people behind. A captain doesn't jump off a sinking ship and leave his crew members because he's the last person off the ship. This president ran away, and they look at us to sacrifice again to help them. They're going to destroy every one of those beautiful buildings out in the Caribbean and Central America, help the people of the countries around us. Like I said, Afghanistan is definitely a hot mess, folks. It's trending in the news this morning. So if you don't know, you can certainly go and do some reading. Every single one of us has access to information. You just got to be careful where you're getting your information from. But already, Kabul airport has closed to commercial flights. Airlines are now avoiding the Afghan airspace as well, because, you know, you don't have to be in Afghanistan to feel the impact of the Taliban. They will take out whatever is in the airspace if they need to. But they're saying that chaos has ensued there as thousands flee Afghanistan after the Taliban takeover. And it unfortunately has not taken very much for this to happen. War veterans in the U.S. Are shocked at this, what they're calling a stunning collapse. And they are saying, we have wasted everything. The past, well, how long were they there for? 20 years or whatever, has been a complete waste of time. One man, they were interviewing him, he lost 2 legs in Afghanistan. Many Americans lost their lives. And the war has cost the U.S. an estimated $2.26 trillion. 2,300 killed Americans and 20,000 wounded in this 20-year-old war. And now they're saying, what for? Why did they even bother? I mean, it's shocking. It really, really is unbelievable what has happened. They're asking themselves, the sacrifices that we made, was it even worth it? So the Taliban has taken over just like that. I mean, it's shocking how quickly it's happened, which means that they were really there the whole time, child, just sitting back waiting. What a hot mess. So it's happened very, very quickly. They have, said that, yes, beheadings will return and all these other things. It's just crazy. Unbelievable. Anyway, I mean that some issues like this seems like it's just bigger than us for sure. And I don't know what else is to I don't know what else to say. There's an entire in the Politico magazine, there's an entire opinion about why Afghan forces so quickly laid down their arms. If you're interested in these things, you should definitely read. And if you don't think that these things impact us either, wait for the next plane to go down. Wait for the next terrorist attack that will then close borders and impact our lives even more than COVID, probably. I'll leave you to read some of those. Let's talk about Hurricane Grace, my apologies, Tropical Storm Grace, who is now changing its path. I'm waiting for, I keep looking for like a weather update, like locally, but I don't see anything coming in yet. I'm just checking my emails again. It's kind of weird, but the last one we got was 10 p.m. last night. I would have expected that we would have gotten something by now, but Grace is tracking to cause us some problems. And so we want to keep a very close eye on the situation. Morning, Debbie. Carol says, in war veterans in the UK horrified, complete waste of life. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm horrified. Everybody should be horrified, I think, at what's happening there right now, because it happened so quickly. It wasn't even like, it took a year or 2 years, whatever, for this to happen. It literally has happened overnight, and it makes you wonder, what the heck? It seems a little bit too easy. So yes, Tropical Storm Grace. Let's talk about her, because she looks like she is trending to be a real pain for us. She will not be giving us any grace and mercy, that's for sure. I guess we can be grateful that it isn't a hurricane. And this is a stark reminder, folks, that we need to ensure that we are prepared, because it is hurricane season. And now we're getting to the point where, the height of the hurricane season is going to be upon us very, very quickly, coming into September. So here we go, folks. Tropical Depression Grace as of Monday, 4 a.m. In fact, let me get a more accurate update, because I'm sure there should be one. Like I said, I don't know why our local agencies haven't sent anything out yet this morning. It's a little bit weird. But thank God again for the internet, because we can certainly have a look at what the Hurricane Center is tracking and what they have going on. So give me 1 second here. All right, so 56 minutes ago, the director of the National Hurricane Center, Ken Graham, gave an update on Tropical Storm Fred and Tropical Depression Grace and Tropical Depression number 8, based on reports at 8 a.m. this morning. So give me 1 second here, folks. Let me just see if I can pull this down and share this with you all, because I think we're dealing with dated information otherwise. So give me 1 second here. Thank God for modern technologies. All I can tell y'all. Because this means that we can certainly have access to a lot of things, right? So give me 1 second. I can share this video with you all. All right, thank you so much for that as well. Someone has just sent me another link. So give me 1 second here. I'm just going to save this, and then I'll show you guys what the latest weather update is. Well, it's of 8 o'clock this morning. Keep in mind that was 57 minutes ago because of the time difference. So un momento. Here we go. Hold on. Where did I just save that file? Save as. Okay. All right, folks, give me 1 second here. It's still downloading this file. Sometimes I have to rename them because it's actually pulling them as the wrong file type. So just give me 1 second here. Try again. Can't, because this file is open. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me just close the file. And then I should be able to save it. Yes, so we are definitely keen to see what's going on here. So several, the bottom line is there's several systems out there that are being watched this morning. Grace seems to be the one that will be impacting us at this particular time, unfortunately. So we're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on her. And we also have Here we go. We also have Fred, which is tracking, I think, towards Florida. So Fred will impact Florida. And why does this keep saying that the file is open? All right, give me 1 second here. I do want to, I see definitely your, why does this keep saying that the file is open? It's not open. Oh, you know what? My apologies. It's not finished downloading yet. Duh. All right, hold on. While that's happening, poor me. Sometimes I need more than 4 eyes, Joe. It's still downloading. My apologies. I'm like, why does it keep saying that it's open when it's not? All right, so we have some models. Thank you so much, Kevin, for sending those of kind of where we're at with the storm right now. And let's just have a look at some of these while we're waiting on that video. It's got a couple seconds left to finish downloading. Okay, so here we go. This is the 5 a.m. update as of this morning. Heavy rainfall across DR, Haiti, which of course is expected to cause those poor people mudslides. Cuba, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands may lead to flash and urban and small stream flooding. Potential for mudslides highest in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Tropical storm conditions are possible over portions of Hispaniola today and tomorrow. And number 3 is there's a risk of some wind and rainfall impacts across southeastern Cuba and Jamaica beginning on Tuesday morning and the Cayman Islands by Tuesday night. So interests in these areas should monitor the progress of GRACE and updates to the forecast. So again, yes, it's going to be a wet couple days, probably starting tomorrow. So we definitely want to keep an ear out for this situation. Thank you, Quincy, for encouraging people to assist with the Haiti situation. Let me just say this. I want to remind you guys, because this is one thing that has come up before in terms of the situation with all natural disasters, but as we're now thinking of how we could potentially help Haiti, I think it's important to consider the following. Do not pack up. I've had people messaging me, I've got a bag of clothes that I want to send, toys, this and that. Do not send your goods. A number of years ago, the Red Cross spoke to us. I forgot what disaster that was, but they spoke to us a couple years ago about what ends up happening when you just bag up stuff and send without knowing what the people actually need. You assume people want your hand-me-downs, and people oftentimes send the most impractical of things, high heels and all sorts of stuff. Listen, these people in Haiti barely have food. They don't need your church clothes and your dress-up clothes and whatever. But in addition to that, what ends up happening is you're sending stuff that ends up in the landfills and ends up littered all over the place, or if it even gets distributed at all. So the way that Carolina Ferreira explained it is that it creates a second disaster of sorts. It's disaster of the donated goods. And they're asking for people not to do that. Now, I know y'all don't like to hear that you need to donate money, but donate money to trusted organizations that have a track record of helping people. Because what they then do is they will find out on the ground, and they know the logistics of whether or not, what supplies can go in and out of Haiti and so on. And they will do their best to work and coordinate with other trusted organizations to get people medicine. So maybe it's medicines and medical care that they need more than anything else. One of the things I was reading last night is that getting people who have been injured from the epicenter of the earthquake to Port-au-Prince, where the hospitals and medical care facilities are available has been one of the struggles that they have been having. So one individual had like 10 people packed in a car who needed medical help because of this, and they couldn't even get them there. So don't think that those people need your hand-me-downs or your clothes right now. They probably need antibiotics, medicine, penicillin, like other things, more so. Now, it's interesting that the Haitian government has said that this time around that they're trying to be the ones to lead the effort in terms of recovery, because last time the Americans went in there and they didn't do the best job. They set up these well-intended organizations that were funneling millions and perhaps even billions of dollars, and they barely built 2,600 homes. So it's like, what? So again, the rich stealing from the poor. You go figure that one out. And I hate to say it, but Caymanians are no better, because do recall that one of our own, Jeff Webb, who will probably never see a day in jail, his so-called, soccer program, again, millions of dollars that should have been going to help poor people in Haiti through sports. We know the importance of sports. He was actually stealing their money, basically. So, CC, when you say that we shouldn't help them, we shouldn't steal from them either. But look, one of our own did that, a Caymanian. So how do we, as a country, sit back and think, well, don't help these people, when one of our own literally stole millions of dollars from programs that would have benefited the Haitian people? You don't feel like we should somehow feel bad about that or seek to repay that in some way? So Jonathan says, yes, we can probably expect some flooding. Trim your trees, clear out your gutters. By the way, not for nothing, but last week I was at the, not last week, the last several weeks, I was at the library, and the little bit of rain that we've been getting, the library parking lot is full. And I'm shocked that who's responsible? What agency? I know we used to have an agency called, what was the name of it? Roads and something, not roads, it's not the NRA, I don't think. Could be them, I'm not 100% sure, but there was another one, Parks and Recreations or whatever. They were kind of responsible for going around and cleaning stuff up. And I see that the parking lot at the public library has been flooded for quite some time because the drain, Jonathan says it would be the NRA. Well, NRA, please go clear out the drain in the parking lot there at the public library, because it's an eyesore. And it's flooding. It's causing people to not even be able to park there, as limited as the parking is. So sort yourselves out. Someone else commented and said, well, that's not just the last couple of weeks. That's been like that for a while. And I'm just like, Jesus. Do we really need to point out everything in such an obvious way in order for it to get addressed? We don't really want to do it. Anyway, let's have a look at the hurricane. Thank you, Jonathan. John says that they should start opening some holes in the roads from now. They shouldn't wait for floods.
Welcome back to the National Hurricane Center. This is Ken Graham. We're in our operations area. We're looking at three different areas you can see on satellite here. We're looking at Tropical Storm Fred in this location, getting closer and closer to landfall. We'll look closer here in a little bit. Also, we're looking at depression down in the region that was Grace. I mean, we still have Grace over here producing copious amount of rainfall over Dominican Republic and eventually Haiti as well. So we'll be examining that as well. And well, we have another one. We have another depression close to Bermuda, and we're going to look at those forecasts. I think really important to go ahead and look at the actual radar itself. Look at this moisture that we have associated with Fred. You can see the center, kind of that rotation right down here. And just for looking at the map here, Port St. Joe, Panama City, that location. So getting closer and closer to landfall. We'll see that happen today. But look at the amount of moisture, just a significant amount of tropical moisture. So the I-10 corridor, any one of these areas, stay tuned for some of those warnings. You can get roads flooded, you can get heavy rainfall, just a dangerous situation associated with this tropical rainfall. Not just around the center over here, but look how far over some of this rainfall is producing just tropical rains. Look way over here into portions of Jacksonville, even north up into Georgia. You're seeing some of this heavy rainfall. let's look at those latest forecasts. We got 3 of them to look at. One of them is associated with Fred. Winds currently 50 miles an hour. So you're going to start seeing areas in this tropical storm warning along the Florida coastline here in the Panhandle. Could see some tropical storm force winds. So that's pretty significant. You put 50-mile-an-hour winds and that heavy rainfall, you could see some trees down. You could see some power outages. So really watch out for some of these impacts. Those winds stretching out from the center, so it's not just that center point. Most of the winds are off to that right-hand side. So as we see, Tallahassee, Panama City, Apalachicola, any one of these areas could see some of those big winds. So be careful traveling, flooded roads, trees down, and that's not just on the coastline. As we travel northward into portions of extreme southeast Alabama, even up into Georgia with time, that moisture and those winds will travel with it. Let's look at some other impacts. So one of them is a storm surge associated with Fred, and those low-lying areas, those typical areas, listen to those local officials, because from Indian Pass over the Steinhatchee River, 3 to 5 feet of storm surge. Not every location, but those traditional places where that water piles up. Remember that we have track over here, you have winds like this, that water can pile up really quickly right ahead of the storm and right as the storm makes landfall. Even afterwards, you can see some of those high water levels. So listen to those local officials associated with that impact. That's a significant impact that we're seeing in some of these areas. Here's another one that we talk about, the tornado threat as well. It's, you start looking at this system move forward. Areas like Tallahassee, Dothan, could see a slight risk of those tornadoes. That right front quadrant, you see most of those tornadoes. So many different threats associated with Fred. And we start looking at Grace as well. This is tropical depression Grace, the latest information that we have. There's so much rainfall associated with Grace, Dominican Republic, Haiti, some of these areas, 5, 10, maybe some isolated areas, even 15 inches of rainfall, isolated higher amounts. Just dangerous associated with the terrain, mudslides. So if you're watching from some of these areas, really listen to those local officials as well. So wind, rain, and that will continue. Depression will continue impacting portions of Jamaica, also Cuba with time, becoming a tropical storm again as we get away from some of the land, get back over those warm waters. And with time, some uncertainty, of course, with that extended forecast, but with time, we think getting back out into the Gulf Bay of Campeche. So we'll have to watch this with time as we go through the entire week. Also looking at, we're going to do this, Dennis. I've got lots of different things to look at. I think it's worth at least pointing this one out. This is Tropical Depression 8, currently winds 35 miles an hour. Right now, not a threat to us here in the U.S., but Bermuda. If you're watching for Bermuda or headed out to Bermuda, remember, this is going to be hanging around real slow. Look how close these points are together. The closer they are, the slower the movement. So just slow, meandering movement. We'll watch it as it becomes a tropical storm and impacting portions of Bermuda. So definitely worth talking about all 3 of these systems that we're watching. Here's the rain. This is from Fred. We really need to cover this because just a significant amount of rain, 6 to 10 inches of rain in some of the areas in the Florida panhandle here. But not just that. Look at the rain that continues to move north into southeast Alabama, up through North Georgia, and into Tennessee. And I really want to key on this in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee, Cherokee, getting up to Knoxville. Some of these areas get significant rain. You combine 6 to 10 inches of rain in some of these areas with terrain, you could get some flash flooding, some dangerous situation for some of these areas. So definitely wanted to point that out as we go forward. And the other, really looking at the Weather Prediction Center does a great job looking at where it's going to be the heaviest rain, soil conditions, and really highlighting a moderate risk of flash flooding for portions of the Florida Panhandle and southeast Alabama, also up in the mountains of North Carolina, getting to South Carolina as well. So be real careful in these regions, especially traveling. It could be an incredibly dangerous situation. And the final graphic is we talked about the rainfall. Dominican Republic, look at these values, 8 to 10, maybe even 15 inches of rain. It's just a dangerous situation. So if you're watching in these areas, please listen to those local officials. Definitely heed those warnings. Just a large amount of rain. Dominican Republic also moving into southern portions of Haiti. See some of those big rainfall amounts, 4 to 6. Definitely could be some higher amounts, and also portions of Jamaica seeing some of those high rains. So that's what we're looking at. 3 different systems, big impacts. Watch out for the rain. Remember, the leading cause of fatalities in these tropical systems is the water. That tropical moisture is not just coastal, but it goes well inland as well. So we'll keep you updated on these systems from right here at the National Hurricane Center. This has been Ken Graham.
All right, folks. So again, this is Grace. She's still a tropical depression. They're expecting some intensifying starting tomorrow. And I think the bottom line is here that we just need to keep a very, very close eye on the storm. Maximum sustained winds are about 35 miles per hour with with higher gusts at this particular time. And of course, Cayman is being warned both locally, although I'm still waiting for a little bit of an update from them, but definitely even the National Hurricane Center is saying that we should be paying very, very close attention to the system. Most likely a lot of rain and maybe some wind, but let us not forget, folks. It says over Cuba, Jamaica, and the Cayman Islands, 2 to 4 inches of rain with isolated maximum totals of 6 inches are expected through Thursday. So let me just remind you that Cayman can't take much rain, okay? In case you missed that memo. You know, sorry. I'm just trying to, sometimes I need to multitask, y'all. So my regional correspondent is out. She's actually having a baby, by the way. She's out doing some tests and stuff this morning. So when I sent her the weather update, she's like, "Oh, I'll get to it when I get back." And I'm like, it's a little bit. We need a little bit sooner than that. So I was just putting the story up, folks. But yes, we definitely want to keep an eye on the system as much as possible. And again, I think the big reminder here is that now we have 3 systems out there that we're watching. Number 8, which doesn't yet have a name. We'll see if it gets named. Fred obviously isn't going to be any harm to us. And then Grace, which is more likely to be something that we want to keep our eyes on. So just ensure, folks, that you are prepared, that you are ready. That really is the key. Whatever it is you need to do in order to get ready, by all means, please do so. Cut down trees, clear out gutters, shake down the coconut trees. A lot of y'all forget about those coconut trees, child. They are a flying projectile, even in the best of times. So I would encourage you to definitely, I need to fix something with this story, to definitely, try to get, definitely try to get those cleared if you can, as quickly as possible, really. So, yes. Give me 1 second here. I've just noticed something that needs to be fixed. There we go. Okay. Yes. So I would encourage all of you to just pay attention to this and get your preparations in order. Make sure all your prescriptions are filled of medication that you need. We saw the last time, that was just last year, we had a little bit of weather. I was surprised at how many trees were uprooted. And what was that storm called again? I can't remember now. But the amount of what that storm did, and it wasn't anything major. Like fish were swimming in Windsor Park. I'm like, what the heck? I always feel like if it's been a while that we haven't had a storm, that it's like, ooh, here we go. It's coming for us kind of thing, Super, super crazy. But we definitely need to keep an eye on that situation. Okay. That's all we got for now. We will be monitoring that. Thank you, Louie. Emma says, good morning. Happy Monday. God bless everyone. Have a great day and a productive week. Nancy's saying, pray for Haiti. They're getting it again. Yeah, I mean, geez, and peace. Ugh. It's like the earthquake would be enough, and then here comes the storm. It might not be a major storm, but honestly, um, it's just crazy. Um, because the last thing they need is mudslides. So John says Haiti needs help indeed, but what they really need to do is abandon their practices and seek God. It's the only way to have God's mercy and protection. Well, John, there's a lot of fornicating and bad behavior happening right here in Cayman as well. We have no less sin in this country than other countries. So my question is, when we get hit by a hurricane, is that our fault? Hmm? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Hmm. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how God sees these things. Is he rating sin differently? I think it's a much more complex situation than that, folks. Right. So last week, a Caymanian living in Pennsylvania, I can't remember. Did we talk about this already? I kind of feel like we may have talked about it. Lost his life, and we wanted to extend our condolences to the family of I can't remember if we talked about it. I know the story went up. I feel like the story went up late on Friday, so maybe we didn't actually talk about it. But this young man here, Mr. Hisani Levy, lost his life because of a drunk driver. So it's quite a sad story, but he was out walking his dog on the sidewalk, and it's like, geez, you can't even walk your dog safely anymore. But some lady in her 60s ran him over. Yeah, it's really quite a disturbing story, to be quite frank and honest. But she was drinking and driving, ran him over and kept going. And it turns out that apparently she eventually ran into a tree because she was trying to get home, and her neighbor was like calling the police saying, hey, um um yeah, so she was driving drunk, and didn't even probably know that she hit someone. um and her name, 62-year-old Lisa Margaret Schumann, she's now been charged with homicide by vehicle while DUI, driving under the influence, DUI, unsafe driving. It's interesting that that's a separate charge. Involuntary manslaughter, disregarding traffic lane, careless driving, and reckless driving. Many of you will know Hassani Vacarder Levy. He leaves behind 4 children. And my apologies to his family, because we got information that he only had 2 sons. And so we will be updating that, because his fiance, who lives in the States, has confirmed that in fact he has 4 sons. So I know he has a couple sisters. His father, to the best of my knowledge, passed away maybe last year, Aprilish. So again, a family having to deal with the loss of a loved one because of the reckless behavior of somebody else. So 43-year-old was reported missing by his fiance later on that evening after the dog. Now listen to this. This is so strange. But the poor dog returned home, and she was obviously the dog was injured, so she's like, okay, what has happened to my fiance? And it turns out that he was in a gutter. I mean, how horrible. What a horrible way to lose your life. He was in a gutter, dead on the scene, is basically what the authorities there in Pennsylvania said. Very, very sad. This was a story that we'd heard about earlier in the week, But the details of the story we decided to wait on because they were saying that somebody else was arrested in relation to it, which turned out to be completely incorrect information. So trust me when I say I'm really, really glad that we kind of waited and putting out the quote unquote facts. And sometimes we're learning, folks, you just got to wait until the details emerge. And so the details were that this elderly lady was the one who was actually responsible for his death, not anyone known to him, which is what we had initially heard. So thank God that that wasn't a situation. So he has 4 children. Let me get this right now. He has 4 children: Tariq, Jared, Brianna, and Joshua Levy. So he does have a daughter. One of the 4 children is a daughter. And his fiance is Tyra Bowens. And apparently she has children as well. And she's saying that both her and her children are obviously impacted by the loss of Hassani. I believe that he was in financial services, working at a bank is what I heard. So yes, our condolences on this very, very tragic loss and situation. Quite shocking for the entire family, folks. And I saw so many Caymanians posting about this. I mean, I didn't know this young man. He kind of looks familiar, but can't say that I know him. But I saw a lot of your comments and so forth, and you guys were just, everybody's going to say shocked, like they cannot believe it. Only 43 years old. And just like that, life just taken by some reckless action of somebody else. What a mess. Really sad. Good morning, Miss Joyce Ann. So on the agenda, we also have right. So the Duke of Edinburgh award ceremony was this weekend. It was the first one that they've had post COVID. Obviously, last year there was no award ceremony. Now, this is an award ceremony that has been around for quite some time. And there's a chapter of it here in the Cayman Islands. And folks, if you're not familiar with the award, please go check out. We have a story up and all the photos and stuff from the event. Please go check it out. It is a wonderful event. Encouraging young people to focus on, it's like a non-academic sort of thing, but really just encouraging young people to focus on other things that build character. So, getting out there in the wilderness and going hiking and doing all sorts of other things. My apologies. So I encourage young people to get involved in these types of activities. I think Victor Cromley said it quite appropriately when he said that, listen, people are always saying, oh, there's not enough for young people to do. Maybe that really isn't the issue. It appears that our young people have a lot of opportunities to get involved in lots of different things in the community. And so this is but one of those such things. So I was glad to see the participation level, and the young people were receiving their bronze and silver awards. Miss Catherine, this was a really cute picture. Miss Catherine Jackson has been the chairperson of this dating back to the 1980s. Look at these young people. This is 2 set of twins. So obviously the 2 on the right, I think, are identical twins. They look pretty identical. And then the 2 on the left are also twins. Isn't that amazing? So they were in the same group together, and they did this collage of some of the fauna and stuff that they've come across on their explorations. So absolutely gorgeous. And here we have the committee being pictured with the governor and the premier. Minister of Youth was also there, Bernie Bush, the Honorable Bernie Bush, but he left a little bit early, so unfortunately, he was not there for this part of the evening's, proceedings or ceremony, really. So that's Miss Catherine sitting there in the front. So congratulations to them. Well, attended event. Purple Rain says, poor dog. Glad he was able to find his way home. What a stressful thing to witness. Story made me very sad. Yeah, I mean, it's just horrific. I don't even know what to say some days. Like, it's just horrible. So yes, thank you for those comments. So yes, congratulations to all of the recipients. There was 50, I want to say 51 between the bronze and the silver certificates, and then they can go on to do more to become a gold winner. Quite a bit more, I think, involved in that. But the kids were so funny when they were doing their little presentations, talking about doing the mastic trail, and of course the mosquitoes and the heat and the humidity and all that sort of stuff. But they still made it. Cooking out in the wilderness. Of course, this is a program that was started by the Prince Edinburgh, Prince Philip, many years ago, back in 1956, I think it was, whereby he was looking for a way to engage young people in a non-academic way, but to give them skills, teamwork, building resilience, and other skills that are really, really important. It's not just about academics in life. And so it's open to 14 to 24-year-olds, I believe. And it just gives them the opportunity to get involved in some extracurricular activities. So that was a wonderful, this was the first time I've actually attended one of them. And it was very, very nice to see our young people there. And big shout out to everyone, because when they did the vote of thanks, they said, oh, thank you so much, to CMR for being in attendance. I got to tell you, the reception that we received was a very warm welcome. Yeah. Thank you. On Saturday. Okay. All right. So, yes. Okay. Marshall says there's a lot of different organizations and activities that the youth can get involved in. Yes, there is, but a lot of them choose to just do the wrong things. Buenos dias, Miss Alba. Paul is not on today. I will confirm he's either going to be on tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'm just trying to confirm with him which one. So I'll let you know. What we're doing is, let me just explain the situation with Paul's interview. We are going to so we're going to play his video, which he has shared with people this evening at, I think we have it scheduled for 8:30-ish. And then we will follow up with the interview either tomorrow morning or Wednesday. I've just messaged him to ask him to confirm which date. So yeah, we're going to get an inside view, which I think is important, and speak directly to someone who has suffered from COVID. So yes. All right. Let me just see what else we've got going on this morning. About 20 minutes left in the program. Ooh, yes. So let's talk about the quarantine breach and the Sinopharm vaccine debacle. So we have an update on the Sinopharm, I think that's how you pronounce it, vaccine. So what we understand is this is the following. Dr. Tomlinson, actually, Dr. Steve Tomlinson, many of you will know him as the founder of Christie Tomlinson Hospital. He decided to bring in this Sinopharm vaccine for the use of his, basically private use, for his wife and a few family members. It doesn't seem like he's interested in making it available to like his patients or anything. It's just for his own personal use. And why is this to miss the schedule? This is strange. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just seeing something that looks very bizarre here. So essentially, this is very strange. My apologies. I'm having to. Very strange. Okay. I just saw a little error message that I'm like, what does that even mean? Yes. So at the end of the day, this is really strange. The things that you see. Okay, so yes. Yeah, so he wants to bring in this vaccine, and this is what he has said exclusively to CMR. He explained that his wife has CLL and won't be taking the Pfizer vaccine now. Mind you, I don't know what CLL is. I'll have to look that one up. But I know that his wife has not been well. I think she has some health-related issues. And so what has now transpired is that he has chosen to bring in this Sinopharm vaccine. And it looks like the powers that be, aka Mr. what's his name? Chief Medical Officer Dr. Lee, appeared to be a little bit confused. And was refusing to allow the vaccine to come in. So it's supposed to be coming from Barbados, and it didn't happen. And so yeah, so apparently it didn't happen. They didn't get the approval in enough time for it to make the flight, but here's what transpired, right? So there was quite a bit of confusion and a little bit back and forth about whether or not they could bring this in. There's nothing in law that prohibits them from bringing it in, and this is where it's kind of weird, because if the law doesn't prohibit it, then on what grounds was Dr. Lee initially saying, no, you couldn't bring it? I don't know. I don't know, Dr. Lee. You might want to explain this one to us. It is a little bit confusing. He's actually off island on leave. And so initially he said no. Then he came back, I guess, and changed his mind. And the elected officials were also confused because they were saying, yeah, there's nothing in law that prohibits you from bringing in another vaccine once it's approved by the World Health Organization. And this particular one, Sinopharm, it is a Chinese made vaccine. And it is a little bit different from how the others are made in that it uses, I think the story went into all of this, but it basically uses, inactivated virus technology, which involves dead coronavirus, injecting it into the body. And the process forces the body to produce antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus. So it was made by a company in Beijing called Beijing Bio Institute, of Biological Products Company Limited. What a name. Okay, a subsidiary of China National Biotech Group. And it's kind of older technology, virus technology, but it was approved by the World Health Organization on May the 7th of 2021. So admittedly, and some of you were commenting on this story, and you all got it wrong. I don't know what y'all were talking about. Your anti-vaccination mantra has really got you so incredibly confused. Like, you talk nonsense, just pure and simple. There's no other way for me to say it. So there's one person commenting saying how, oh, this was the first vaccine to be approved by the World Health Organization. No, it wasn't. Y'all need to get y'all facts straight. I mean, if you're going to be an anti-vaxxer, that's your business. But please, try to at least deal with some facts. And when I saw that from that person, I'm like, actually, no, it wasn't the first to be approved. Pfizer and Moderna were approved late last year, honey child. This one was just approved in May by the World Health Organization. But whatever. I just can't even with y'all. Anyway, so yes, the facts are that it was more recently approved. Some information coming out of the latest research. So there was a fairly large study, I guess, in terms of how these vaccines are going, because some countries, like some 50 countries, have approved it. Peru has been using it for their frontline employees, nurses, and so on. So they just did a relatively large study on it. And in that study, it was about 400,000 people involved. And what they found is that it's not as effective as helping you not get the virus in the first instance, but it is pretty competitive if you get it, that you're not going to get seriously sick or die. So it's about a 50-50 with this one, that you will get it if you take this particular vaccine over some of the others that are available out there. And that's your first line of defense, is not getting it to begin with, I would think. So Dr. T basically said that Cayman Airways was given the approval to bring it in too late on Tuesday, because they were trying to bring it in on this charter flight. And the flight had already closed, and the passenger who's bringing the vaccine had already boarded. So now they're working and getting them again from Barbados this week. And he explained that his wife, Ava, has CLL and can't be taking the Pfizer vaccine. And one way to get more people vaccinated is to give them choice. There's nothing in our public health law that prohibits the importation of any WHO approved vaccine. Now, this is interesting, because I want to know, speaking of choices, if you're vaccinated, say, for example, with this particular one, will those individuals be counted in the numbers getting up to the 80%? And that's one of the follow-up questions that I have for Dr. Williams, because like I said, other people or Dr. Lee is off island. So that's going to fall to him to really answer that question. So once we have an answer on that, we will certainly advise you all and let you know. So remember now that we are in phase 2 of our reopening of the country. And what that means is that people no longer have to wear their bracelet as of the 9th of August when they quarantine. This is going to lead to a hot mess of a situation without a doubt. And a lot of people are asking, why not continue to have people wear their bracelets? Well, I'm still waiting on, I've sent a slew of questions to travel time in the government, and I'm still waiting to receive those. I don't know what takes travel time so long to respond to questions, Chow. But you know what? I'm going to email it again this morning. Anyway, we can find out the question to that one and see what the situation is. Yeah, so I don't know what takes so long, but anyway, one of the things that I'd heard is apparently some of the individuals had their bracelets go not the bracelets, but like the phones that come with the bracelets go missing, all that sort of stuff. What? Make those people pay for that. I just not about that. I don't even care. They should probably be taking a deposit. So I sent a question from the 8th of the month of August the 9th, sorry, Monday, August the 9th. And all now, I can't get an answer to my question. But you know what? I gotta send it again. Y'all need to do better. I will be sending my question again to Travel Time. Now that I know who the director is, I can figure out her email address. And I will be sending it directly to her. Y'all take that. More than one way to skin a cat, that's for sure. Big shout out to we'll do some birthday shout outs here in a second. By the way, so on Saturday we learned of another breach. That occurred. Oh, child, hold on one second. I soon tell you. I heard of another breach that occurred at the that's not who I'm looking for, but anyway. I heard of another breach that occurred over the, I guess, last couple of days of this individual. Now, let me try to remind you all of what the rules say in relation to quarantining, because I think you guys have forgotten, and this is where I think that there should be constant media reminders of what the rules are, because y'all have very short memories, folks. I don't know, but you do. When you're in quarantine, you can have food delivered. So you can have stuff brought into your home. Now, the protocols is they put it on the doorstep or whatever, out by the gate, and then you go once they've left and go get it. They need to do little instruction videos. Wrong way of doing it, and then correct way of dropping off a package, delivering a package. Now, these food delivery services, all of them need to be on high alert, because they are at risk for going on property, as we saw for the Moonbeam one. Remember, we mentioned that one a couple weeks ago. These people are at risk for how packages are handled and how stuff is done. And in fact, I don't know if this one is in relation to, no, that wouldn't be, because that wasn't a government facility. This was Moonbeam condos. But yes, we reported that. An eyewitness saw what happened. Someone delivering food. The guy went back in the house, got his money. It's like, you know, you're in quarantine. Why are you being stupid? Seriously, why are you putting people at risk? If you're in quarantine, you're the only person that knows you're in quarantine. I have always been of the opinion that delivery drivers and everybody else should know, you should stick a sign in your yard that you can't move that says this is a quarantine house, this is a quarantine condo, but they ain't doing that. Slap a sticker on your door. They're not doing that. And so they're putting people at risk. And so this guy, oh, hold on a second. Let me go get my money. Really, dude? First of all, for when you placed your order, the sensible thing to do would have been to say, I'm in quarantine. So let me give you my card to do the payment over the phone. Don't have the person come to the door trying to take a credit card from me, trying to take money from me or whatever. That forces me to get in contact with them. Please use some common sense here, folks. And then after the guy, the delivery driver, handed some food to the person, guess what they turned around and did? Oh, let me shake your hand. No. I'm going to shake your hand because I'm in quarantine and I really feel the necessity to shake your hand right about now, just in case I'm COVID positive. I can give it to you too. What's wrong with you people? I mean, I'm like, Are you people stupid or are you stupid? Because there's really no other logical explanation for that kind of behavior. Y'all are not taking this COVID thing serious, but y'all wait. I'm not putting my goat mouth on nobody, but y'all wait. Soon enough, y'all will be running to the vaccine site and begging, I tell you, to get vaccinated. You'll be begging for everything in relation to COVID because y'all just, you're missing the plot here, folks. I'm really not feeling comfortable with the directions in which we're going to be going, trying to reopen our borders because of stupid people. It's as simple as that. No, so what a mess. I don't know what to tell y'all. All right, so yes, honey child. Let me just anyway, my understanding is that yes, indeed, there will be some repercussions because it turns out the person who was just a nosy neighbor, not really a nosy neighbor, they just observed something and said, hold on a second here. I'm pretty sure that these people are in quarantine. And sure enough, they were in quarantine. And so as a result of that, it looks like once in fact, we didn't actually report it to the authorities. We just posted it on our website, child, but you know, to be watching CMR. So it turns out that they actually were paying attention to the CMR post and they started looking into it. And my sources have told me exclusively that yes, child, it looks like those people did breach the protocols for what would be acceptable quarantining behavior. So now I don't know who's going to be responsible for that. Is it the driver who didn't know, the delivery person who just didn't know, or the person, because technically they breached quarantine too, but I guess if they didn't know, is knowledge even required? I don't know. But anyway, they will now. Yeah, someone says tell delivery drivers to wear a mask for their protection. Not only a mask, but they just shouldn't be touching people. Anyway, so it looks like that person will be prosecuted. But the one now that came to our attention through GIS over the weekend, that one appears to be a situation where, again, probably some kind of pickup situation, but you're not allowed to go to a quarantine home and take anything from the home. So you can deliver. And I've had this situation before because I've had a few friends who are in quarantine. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. I don't want to pay these people to deliver food, or, you know, I'm going to get food from Miss Elrita's or wherever. Can you bring me food? And I said, sure. But guess what? It's going to be dropped far from you. Don't come anywhere near me. I don't even want you to see you peeking through the door, okay? Don't let the dogs out. Don't do any of that foolishness. Because when you go there, you're not permitted to come in contact with them directly or within 6 feet or whatever the safe distancing is. And it also means that you can't take anything from a quarantine facility or person. Even if they leave it out on the porch for you, you can't take it. So if they like drop it on the porch and then they run back inside and they stay 6 feet, you're still not permitted to take it. Do y'all understand why? Because if they got COVID, it could be, the droplets could be on that thing that you're now taking, and you're going to take it in your home, and you got children, elderly people in the home and in the car and all kind of stuff. Y'all get it together. Maria, oh gosh, let me for tomorrow's show try to refresh my memory about what part 2 of the reopening includes, because I know they have to do a PCR test in advance of booking their flight. That 72-hour thing. So the theory is they're not even going to be able to get on the plane if they're COVID positive at that time. And then, if my memory serves me correctly, they come in, they're not being tested at the airport any longer, but they will come in, quarantine, and then they will have to get a clear COVID test before letting them run free. Oh, the raffle. We should have some information on that soon. as in we're doing an exclusive interview. But let me double check when that's going to happen. Yes, give me. Let me just see. Uh-oh. I can misspell this person's name. All right, we will, Jonathan, we will be getting some details on that very, very soon, and certainly let you guys know. Okay. They were still working out some of the logistics. I think that's the reason for the delay. I hope I can get me $100,000. Even a piece of land, I'll take it. Ms. Morna says, have we ever stopped to think how blessed we are in the Cayman Islands? Sit back and look at what's taking place around the world. Earthquakes, pandemic, wars, it's all around us. And our government needs to be very, very careful how we're reopening our borders. God bless the Cayman Islands. Amen. You're welcome, Maria. Where is the property? We're going to get all those details, child. But I'm pretty sure it ain't swamp land, honey, child. Nobody would want that. I don't know how much the property is worth, but listen, even swampland in Cayman, is overpriced, so y'all would probably take that too. So the director of travel time, ironically, is Cassandra. What is her last name now? Cassandra. Oh God, hold on. She used to be over at DOT, but apparently she's left DOT. I didn't even know, but she had left. There's a couple of changes. Director of travel time, Cayman. Is Cassandra. What the heck is Cassandra's last name now? What is Cassandra's last name? Cassandra. It used to be Hibbert, but I know she's married, so it's Cassandra something else. Cassandra. Cassandra. What is Cassandra's last name now? All right, let me try to find out. Formerly Cassandra Hibbert. But something else now. Cassandra. Oh, here we go. Cassandra. Oh, I know where I can find it. It was actually in the quarantine story on Saturday. Hold on. Let me go to the website, honey chill. It's Cassandra. Her name is Y'all know the website has a search feature, so you can type in a keyword search. And this was one from the 14th, which was on Saturday. And her name is Cassandra Morris. Was it Hibberts or Morris? Maybe it was never Hibberts. I think it was Hibberts, right? Cassandra Morris is her name. I'm pretty sure that's her married name. Anyway, she used to be over at DOT. What's going on with all the staff at DOT? She's Caymanian from, I think the West Bay. Yes. Yeah, she used to be over at DOT. So I don't know when she got that job, but I think it's fairly recent. Yes, Miss Morna, we were talking about hurricane season. I would be nice if it was next to the golf course. Oh, thank you, Magdalene. I don't know where it is, honey child. But y'all remember now, stop selling your land. Grab it, hold on to it, and keep it. Stop selling your property. Even if it's next to the golf course or even swampland, you got to start holding on to something to pass on to future generations. Yes? Y'all feel me? Mhm. So Cassandra, she used to be at Turtle Farm at one point, many, many years ago. And then I think after she left Turtle Farm, she went to why is her picture not coming up here? This is strange. After she left Turtle Farm, she then went to I want to say that she then went to DOT from there. It might have been the other way around. Like she might have been at DOT at one point first, and then went to Turtle Farm and then went back. I can't remember. But anyway, there's a cute picture of her. Oh, honey child, let us not. There's one here from the Compass, but y'all know we better not touch that picture. They'll be sending us another letter. You've used your photo on your show. We're gonna have Facebook take down the whole show. Lord Jehovah. No, we won't be making that mistake again. Cassandra Powery. Was she Powery? Somebody said she was a Powery. You guys would know her parents. I think they might be her adopted parents, but Mr. Oh gosh, from Radio Cayman, the little old man there. What was his name again? The Banks. Yes. She was raised by them, by Miss Julene, who's since passed away, and Mr. Cassandra Hibbert Morris. So she was Hibbert at some point. Was she a Powery? I don't remember being a Powery. Loxley Banks is her adopted father. So yeah, so this is her with her little doggy. Look at that little cute dog. She's heading up travel time now. So good luck to Cassandra. You're gonna have your hands full, child. Thank you, Miss Joy. Miss Joy, how was your mom's birthday? She celebrated 93 years the other day. Oh yeah, someone said not Powery. She was thinking of somebody else. She looks like she had a fabulous time. I can see that her family treats her well. Took her out for tea and dinner and lunch and everything else. We are so ungrateful and need to be more thankful. Yes, Alice. Thank you, Miss Magdalene. Yes, Loxley, Mr. Loxley, and Miss Julene Banks. That's right. Whatever happened with you and the Compass Senate? Oh, I don't know. You're asking me, child. They sent a letter. They've been getting up in their feelings, it seems like, lately. So a couple of weeks ago, they had a video pulled down from our Facebook feed from the chamber luncheon. You guys remember when the government went and did their first chamber luncheon. So they claimed that we'd used their video without permission, and then we had covered up part of their logo, some foolishness, but it was really a confusing situation because we had permission to use a feed from April Cummings' company, which she does video production. That's what we did. But at some point, April had stopped her feed and the instructions of the chamber. And then YouTube automatically on our stream pulled the Compass feed unbeknownst to us. So the Compass got all up in their feelings and they complained to Facebook that it was a copyright issue. Well, Facebook took it down. Now, let me tell you, over the years, CMR has been on Facebook for over 4 years. We have had tons of copyright, like, what are they called? What's a big company, like Warner Brothers or whoever? They'll come in and say, oh, that video has Warner Brothers music. Sometimes they wait until like a year or two afterwards. Like, it's so weird how it happens, right? Like old stuff, even during COVID, remember sometimes we'd play like music videos and it was from concerts coming out of Jamaica. And of course, I guess some of that music is owned by Warner Brothers and others, right? So they were, doing all that kind of stuff. And so Warner Brothers will say, oh yeah, that's our video. But without fail, they have released every single one. In fact, I had a few last week that came through, but they always, we have a right of reply, and we just say, listen, it's fair use. Like, we're not trying to make money off of Warner Brothers. We are just using it to, let me see, copyright. Because Facebook always sends me, oh, this person's made a copyright claim. And yes, we say it's fair use. This is what it is. Da, 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 da. And they all release it. All these big companies, Warner Brothers, will look at our reasoning and say, yeah, okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. One of them the other day was like for, I forget how many seconds of a video, like 15 seconds. And somebody tried to claim that. And it was a video where we were inside a restaurant and the claim was made. Let me see if I can find one to give you an example. Yes, and the claim was made, and then we were like, oh my God, are you kidding me? It's like 15 seconds. So anyway, we sent in the thing. The person said, all right, they released it. Because again, we're not trying to make money off their video. It's not that. It's like, if you walk into a restaurant, there's background music. Yes, somebody might own that background music. So anyway, the Compass made this big stink about it. Kevin Morales, no, we're not going to release it. I was like, all right, whatever. And then we used a photo. It wasn't actually me, but another young lady of the guy who got shot. And we take responsibility for it, whatever. A guy who got shot, the first mass shooting that they had, when he died, that photo, which was in wide circulation in the community, turns out that photo was actually a Compass photo that they had originally taken years ago, and other people just started sharing it. And we didn't know that it was a Compass photo. So then they sent us an email, Miss Darlene, saying that their lawyers will be in contact with us if we don't take the picture down. I was like, really, Kevin Morales? You are the new face of petty and then some. My fellow Caymanian. Really? So I was like, oh my God, they've redefined petty. So we said, Kevin, it's honestly no problem. Like, you didn't even have to mention your lawyer. All you had to say was this was our photo. They sent us the proof of it and we would have taken it down. There's no need to try and lawyer up, child. You're just being stupid now. So we took that photo down, and of course, they got all up in their feelings about that. And then here's another thing that happened just last week. There was a photo of Mr. Wesley Howell. Now, he's the oldest man that just passed away at 106. And can you believe it? But when he passed away and died, GIS sent out a press release last week, Friday or whatever, that it was going to be, what do you call it? It was going to be half-mast. The flag was going to be flying at half-mast. They sent out the photo, not just to CMR, but to all media. Turns out it was another one of the Compass photos. And do you know, talk about extra petty with some sprinkles and some, what's the little shaving looking stuff called? Oh God, what is that stuff called again that you put like on top of your ice cream? Sprinkles and I should know this because every time I go for my little iced tea up here, I was like, do you want some whipped cream? So you're going to put a little extra whipped cream and sprinkles on top for the Compass being extra petty. So they actually contacted the Compass, GIS, made GIS do their dirty work and said, oh, inform all these other media houses they need to give us credit because that's our photo. I was like, the Compass? Do you have a chip on your shoulder? Because it's getting bigger by the minute and it's really making y'all look petty AF. Don't ask me what AF means if you don't know what it means. If you know what it means, then you know how appropriate it is. Yeah, they're getting petty. I'm like, you poor things. What's this all about? Now, speaking of the Compass, thank you, Sarah, whipped cream. I couldn't think of what it was for a minute there. Speaking of the Compass getting petty, someone mentioned to me this weekend, because I noticed that Rejma had unfriended me, and someone mentioned that she had said to them that she doesn't know what's going on between us because I am like upset with her and I don't like her anymore and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what? I was genuinely surprised by this. And I want to say, I tried calling her over the weekend, but I think she's blocked me on like WhatsApp and stuff as well. Like she's blocked my number. But Rejma, I'm gonna call you, honey child. One way or the other, I'm gonna get to you. Rejma, I have no issues with you. I actually think you're quite a nice person and I like you. I don't know why you'd be concerned if I did or didn't, but I just want to set the record straight that I have no issues with you. Any beef that I may have with anybody, it would never be. I mean, I like a lot of the people that work at the Compass. There's Andrew Harris. He's hardworking, goes to law school full time. He covers court news, and something goes down, and I'm like, "Hey, Andrew, what happened in this case? Whatever." He's the type of guy. He's going to be very, very helpful. Media doesn't have to be bucking heads. It only seems like it's the Compass who wants to do that, and they've sent cease and desist letters apparently to other people and stuff as well. That doesn't help. Like, I'm not sure what you're trying to achieve here, but to me, it's just really petty and immature. And I know that that's management. Like, I'm not going to take that out on people like Andrel or Rejma or anybody else. Sometimes I have a little bit, I think, of a different sense of humor, which you might not get. And I think we've mentioned, like I've talked about Rejma and her style of reporting and stuff like that. And I know sometimes we'll post comments and you guys will say, oh yeah, I don't like her accent, or I don't like how she speaks, or she doesn't pay attention to when people are asking questions. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some of it I may agree with, some of it I may not agree with, but it is what it is. The Compass has her hired and she covers press briefings. And if you don't like her accent, then message the Compass. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That's not something that she can change. She's Trinidadian. And that is who she is. I'm sure likewise, there are people who do not like my voice. You might find my voice to be a little bit, I don't know, whatever. Who cares? The difference is I actually don't care if you like it or not. Because you know what? I'll be telling y'all, just log off. Go somewhere else. Pretty simple in my opinion. But I think because you guys have been extra critical of Rejma, maybe she's feeling a particular way. And she seems to think that I have an issue with her. Rejma, please, anybody listening to this as friends with Rejma, let her know. She didn't have to unfriend me on Facebook. I thought that was a bit much. And I don't have an issue with you. Like, that's ridiculous. To me, that's just petty, girl. When I see you, you and I hold a conversation. I'm like, Rejma, what's up? How you been feeling? How's everything? Don't be letting those fools over at the Compass get in your head. Fools meaning management. And making you think that this has to be CMR versus the Compass versus CNS, the Compass versus, Caymanian Times and all these other news organizations. No one is really all that invested in it like the Compass. I guess they're the ones who see the writing on the wall for themselves and they're all up in their feelings. You will land somewhere else, Rejma. Even if it's not in Cayman, you will make your way. You might not get your status like Kevin Morales did, but he's had the luck of the Irish since coming here. Back in the day, first starting out with Desmond Seals. He's quickly moved on, but you'll be fine. Don't let people get in your head. I said this at the journalism camp the other day for the benefit of young people. People try to put you in a box, and they did this with us. They try to put us in a box where they were like, oh, well, CMR is just a blogger. And I'm like, hey, we're just a blogger. I don't actually care what you think. And you can call me a blogger, you can call me anything you want. That has no impact on me. It's what you think of yourself and what you call yourself and what you refer to that matters the most. Now, it's so funny that they're no longer calling us just a blogger. They're trying to outchase us with stories and that sort of thing. Listen, folks, don't take it all that seriously. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more involved in this world that we all have to live in. Yes? All right. So, Rejma, I don't dislike you. I don't have any beef with you at all. Just relax yourself, girl. Don't make people be stressing you. Don't let people be stressing you out. It's really not worth it in the end. Jonathan, it's not a matter of more cameras. I tell you why I love April, because what she has is professional grade cameras, right? These cameras are super expensive, but what that means is she can do multi-camera view. She has a team. Thank God she got children, child, because they'd be helping out mama. So she's got a team. She has a professional production company, and that's different than what we do. So even the quality of what she can deliver, I can't deliver. And I don't try to compete with her because I'm not in that space, right? We're not a professional video production company. April's husband owns a professional video production company. And so she can spend a lot of equipment and She can spend money justifying from a business case, purchasing this type of equipment because she's got clients who, need her services. And she employs people, and they can, have all these compression devices and ATM switchers and all this kind of stuff. Those things takes money, child. Jonathan says he doesn't think the quality is that good. Well, it's actually pretty good. It might not come across as all that great because of the internet, which is a different factor that has to be taken into consideration. But I assure you that her cameras are pretty good quality. And these cameras, thousands and thousands of dollars. CMR is working on a very conservative budget. Let's put it that way. And so I think it's important to understand that we're not in the same space in terms of that. But here's the thing. Most of y'all don't really care that much about quality of the video. Now, mind you, we did level up in the studio for the purposes of this show, because this is a daily show. And I thought it was really important, if we're going to spend some money, to really kind of spend it, on this. So we do have what's called a mirrorless camera, to make this a little bit more. But again, the internet does play a factor here. And so, but listen, the second we did that, you guys noticed immediately. Look at my little hair. I can see all little pieces of my hair sticking up on this camera, Joe. But y'all notice the difference in quality immediately. And you're like, wow, the camera looks so much better. And if that makes you guys tune in a little bit more, then that's fantastic. We still get 5,000 plus views a day on this show, but I understand that sometimes it's not like all that crystal clear. Sometimes it's a little bit fuzzy. The one thing I do try to get right is the audio. So I spent a lot of money in audio and mics, Joe. But yes, in my opinion, none of that is necessary to get the message across. We will have hundreds of people tuned in to live stream, when the quality of the live stream isn't like 100%, but you guys still interested in the content and you want to know what's happening. And by the way, big shout out to Flo and Lee, who's head of the customer service department. Recently, Flo has done an ambassadorship, sort of like an ambassador sponsorship thing with us, where all of our remote live streams, so when we're outside the studio, which at home I have Flow for internet, so in a way I'm getting internet from them to do the show as well, but they're actually sponsoring our remote sessions. So when you see us out and about now on the road and we go live, that is courtesy of Flow. So thank you very much, Flow, for coming on board. And that will make delivery that much more stable and important. So Wee says they're jealous of CMR. Child, I don't know what their issue is. Compass Gone, says Sue. Jonathan says, okay, camera quality and bad angles. Jonathan, just try to behave yourself this morning. Miss Irvelin says desperation is a itch with a B. Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't personally understand it, because I think for a really long time, they have been in control of media here in the Cayman Islands. And it's kind of like the old plantation attitude. Do you think slavery is going to last forever? Do you think that, speaking of slavery, we need to talk about this one situation. Do you think that you will always be on top? And the answer is no. Even CMR has an expectation that one day someone will come and do what we do better than what we do. We're going to work hard to stay where we are for as long as we can and to continually improve. There's lots of things, folks, that happen in the background that we do. So we're like really the only ones. The Compass is starting to do it a little bit now, but we're really the only ones who are carrying regional news. We focus on a lot of things that we think are very Caymanian. highlighting, Caymanians who are doing well in the world of sports and whatever. And, people love themselves some good news, because every single time we post those types of stories, those are the ones that trend extremely well. Like this Caymanian that we talked about earlier, Hassani Levy, that post has reached almost 20,000 people, because we know Caymanians care about what's happening to other Caymanians around the world. And so, we share those types of special interest stories. Loretta, I've not forgotten about the hospitality industry, but I kind of forgot when I said on Friday that we'd continue the conversation Monday. I kind of forgot that Mondays are a little bit tricky, because we always do like a recap of the weekend events. So I'm thinking tomorrow, I'm just waiting to hear from Paul to see what he'll be saying in terms of when he can come on. Once he confirms, then it'll either be tomorrow or Wednesday, but we're definitely going to pick up that conversation for sure. But yeah, you just do your best. There's just no guarantees in life, and you're on top today, tomorrow you're on the bottom, and you have to work to climb back up, sort of thing. So I don't really know why people get in their feelings about certain things. It's all about hard work, folks, and doing the best that you can with what you've got. So I don't know. I think the Compass's mentality, which is like they're going to stay in it forever, is quite interesting. Like they want to just be on top, and they're not satisfied. They still have 55 people employed. But they're just not even satisfied with what they got, and they own other company. I mean, come on, Compass, y'all just greedy as heck. So listen, y'all saw this. Someone messaged this company, provenreit.com, some Omega Big Grand Cayman coming soon promotion. And they were questioning the character depictions as being white. And they said, what's the subliminal message here proven? Now, the response that they got from this company is the video rendering is of the lagoons. I don't even know where this lagoons is, to be honest. Grand Cayman, developed in partnership with Affinity Capital Partners and designed by Tropical Architectural Group, both based in Cayman. This is one of those responses where I look at this and I think, who are these people? Who is Affinity Capital Partners? I don't even know who that is. Is that supposed to be a Caymanian company, or just because it's based in Cayman? I don't mean jack. Infinity, let me see. Infinity Capital Partners. Who are these people? I don't know them. Let's see here. Well, this does not look like a local company. So they must have another company overseas with the same name. Infinity Capital Partners. Anyway, child, I don't know who these people are. But apparently it's supposed to matter. They're doing some new project here. Proven Reit is the name of the company. And they're doing some new development. They're a private equity company. So you know that's likely not a single Caymanian involved in that. Partnering with Proven Reit is a joint venture developed close to an acre of land located directly on the canal at Omega Drive. Proven Reit is in the real estate investment and development arm of PIL, which is who the heck is PIL? Anyway, I don't know who the heck these people are, which focuses on both residential and commercial real estate in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Duh, they're not Caymanians. We don't know nothing about them. So this is a development in Grand Harbor, consists of 13 townhomes featuring a mix of 2 and 3 bedroom, blah, 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 blah. So they must have done a video, and these people are like, listen, your video is very whitewashed, is basically, I'm trying to see if this is the video here. And it's like, who are these people in your video? Their response is the elements and characters used in the video are true representations of that country, physical and demographic characteristics. For further information about our development, you may click on this link. Lord Jehovah, are y'all for real? Who are these people? When you come to Cayman, you want to do business here, at least you should get some local input. Hire yourself a local marketing coordinator or manager or somebody. Anyway, y'all know we called them out for their shenanigans. And Then they came back with another response yesterday, apparently saying that further to our earlier communication in response to your message and observation, please note that the response given prior is not a shared or true representation of the beliefs and values of the partners of this project. This is regretted as we embrace and cater to all ethnicities. What? Are you kidding me? So you were called out for being a little bit whitewashed, and then your initial response, which was like, well, that represents the Cayman Islands, damn fools. You come back and say, oops, sorry. That was definitely not PC and we got it wrong. And we want to embrace and cater to all ethnicities. Of course you do. Yes, you do. We sincerely apologize and regret the nature of the response and are dedicated to facilitating the education of our teams to ensure a more accurate approach going forward. You know what y'all need to do? Let me tell you what you need to do. Hire yourself some Caymanians. There's no other way to get the face of the Cayman Islands, and we are very diverse people. Okay? Hire some Caymanians in your real estate company and on your team, or even in your venture capitalists, whatever. Hire some Caymanians. That would be the best advice that I could actually give you. Yes. It's like I'm giving y'all free advice, you companies, but clearly you need it. All right, so I've got to go to a Zoom meeting. I think one is going to be starting here now, child, or later on this afternoon. This one says 7 p.m. London time. I think that's for the afternoon. I've got another one this morning. So it looks like this shoulder situation. I want to give you all a little bit of an update. I'll know more later on today. But it does look like this shoulder situation is going to be, I got to keep an eye on the time difference here, but the shoulder situation, it really looks like I might have to end up getting surgery. I'm not looking forward to hearing that conversation. So it's starting at 11:50 a.m. So I got a little bit of time left. But yes, 11:50, I'll go back at that time. But yes, honey child, I'm not looking forward to this. So I might have to do here it is. 2 different surgeons. I might have to do surgery on this because this is actually some kind of torn something or another going on in the shoulder after all. And the knee, remember the knee with the torn meniscus? That might need surgery too. So surgery on 2 sides, I'm like, shoot, I might as well just tell them to go ahead and sort out the ankle for me while I'm at it. Child, I can't be doing that now because I heard ankle surgery is one of the worst surgeries in the world in terms of your mobility. A big shout out to Quincy. He's in the Blue Mountains, I think, somewhere in Jamaica, enjoying life. Emma says, Sandy girl, you do your thing. If they don't like it, let them go for a swim. Exactly. Dana says, Maria, CPR, are they in distress? PCR, yes. Blame our government and planning. Cayman gone. It can't come back. I don't know about that, honey child. We have to believe that it can come back because I don't think it's gone that far yet. We just have to be on top of it. Aliana said, this is hallmarks of economic certification market out of the subclass. Economic gentrification market. Oh, yes. Well, we can keep them under P's and Q's is all I can tell you. Anyway, most of today, I will be home learning some stuff. This is going to be like a learning day. So I've got a couple different, I think I need to run to town for a little bit, but I've got a couple different Zoom meetings today. And then I got a lot of paperwork. Child, I don't want y'all to be actually looking at my list. I'll just show you a quick flash. That's my to-do list. I don't want you to see everything that I've gotten down, but it's a long to-do list. Yeah, very, very long. That's just the stuff that I'm hoping to get done in the next couple of days. I got all kind of project notes here. Ugh. It's a lot in my little book. This is my black book of things I must try to get done. And geez, on peace. I have 5 things off the list already, but it's a lot. What can I say? When you work for yourself, folks, it doesn't mean that it's any easier. It is still very much a hustle. And you just gotta do what you can do the best that you can do, and just remain honest and go get your coins, as I always say. Oh God, yes. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna have to talk about that one tomorrow. I can't even get back to him. So how this works now is, apparently these physicians who have to come in and do surgery, they do like these Zoom meetings with you in advance to see. It's kind of like a pre-consult, because then when they get here, because they quarantine, they kind of have their schedule set in terms of who they're planning on doing surgery on. But I really need to speak to the physician to see, is this my only choice? Like, I don't like doing surgery unless there's no other option, right? I'm not one of those people be like, oh yes, let's operate on this and that. And I'm like, no, honey child. So we shall see about all that. Okay. Kirks, getting more information. Thank you so much about environment. We got a couple environmental articles that will go up later on. Big shout out to our partners over at Recover. They did a very interesting article on why, if you're in an accident, it's good to hire a personal injury attorney, or at least consult with one. Yeah, I think that is a great idea. So we will be having them sharing their knowledge and wisdom with us in due course. They have a lot of information that will be beneficial, I think, to all of you. All right, good folks. That was a full show. Man, we talked about a lot of stuff today. Yes, we did. Anyway, it's Monday, August the 16th. Happy birthday to Austin Harris. Who else has a birthday today, by the way? I know Austin has a birthday today. There are some other people celebrating a birthday today. My birthday is on Wednesday, the 18th. Big shout out to who else is having a birthday. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up my little birthday list. But lots of birthdays, child, in the month of August. So happy birthday to everybody who's been Tina Trumbach was the other day. Al Ebanks had a birthday party over the weekend. I think Al's birthday was yesterday, I believe. All y'all were born in the best possible month, can I just say? So yes, birthdays. So Austin Harris has a birthday today. Tawny has a birthday. Dee Smith has a birthday. These are just all my people on Facebook, child. We've got Oline Anderson with a birthday. Grayson McLean has a birthday. So wishing you guys all of the best today. Yes. Austin is now 49. You're getting up there, Austin. You're a little bit older than me. Not too much, but a few years. Joanna Bodden had a birthday a couple days ago. Ernest Barnes turns 50 2 days ago. Diane Manderson had a birthday. Brittany has 33 years old. Angie McField had a birthday. Big shout out to Angie. Princess Cornali had a birthday on the 14th. Christine Pearson also had a birthday. Himna, that's my little friend over at Lands and Surveying? Yes. Himna is 40 years old now. You reached that mid-age there, Himna. On the 15th, Miss Janice Ebanks also enjoyed her birthday. Heidi Bush had a birthday on the 15th. Tamara Hernandez. Nicholas DaCosta. Hey, Nick. Big shout out. He also had a birthday yesterday. Julene Bean had a birthday yesterday. And, of course, Al Ebanks, the artist, the one and only, the original, had a birthday yesterday. So lots of birthdays. Oh, my God. I'm just going back. Shilpa had a birthday recently. Miss Ethel McLean. Troy Wood. Oh, my gosh. There's so many birthdays. Alexandra DaCosta. Mark Hides. Alice Ramos. Hey, Alice. Oh, hers is coming up. So these are some that are coming up. Okay, we'll try not to miss any more. All right, folks. Happy birthday to all of you. Maria says, happy. Some of us still laugh at our mistakes. Yes, my dear child, we all make them. Not a big deal. Miss Marjorie says her daughter's birthday is the 22nd. So that's coming up on Sunday. All right, beautiful. And of course, my daughter as well, her birthday was the 9th. Good, folks. Miss Lilith says, my sister Vera is in the U.S. and she had a birthday on the 13th. So happy birthday to Vera. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back here tomorrow morning with lots of topical information. You know where to find us. YouTube. We stream every morning on YouTube. Facebook stream is always up in the mornings as well. And the website, you can check out the website for all the latest videos because they're at the bottom of the website on the homepage. And you know how to find us on WhatsApp. 324-1612 is the WhatsApp number. We got a couple stories that are going to go up today. Child, some of them are really hard to write. Breaks your heart when they involve children. So keep an eye out for those as we put those up. And you guys enjoy the rest of your beautiful Monday. We're off to a good start. Tropical depression, what's her name? Grace is going to grace us with her presence a little bit. So please go out while the weather is always so beautiful before a storm. Look at today. Gorgeous. Go out there and do whatever you got to do. Clean up the yard, trim your trees, all that great stuff. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of The Cold Hard Truth. Make sure to check Facebook for showtimes and more information and the latest news at CaymanMarlRoad.com. Subscribe to our IG and Facebook pages to get the latest happenings.